Hello, you're welcome to my channel. Today we'll be learning how to make this mini cargo skirt. If it's something you are interested to watch, keep watching. Make sure to like our video, subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time we upload new video. And you could follow us on our social media handles. Yeah, so let's get right into the tutorial. Thank you. To start, I fold off my fabric into two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draft out a baseline of 1 inch. So when I'm done, I'm going to connect like so. So the fabric I'm working with is a squadron. It's called squadron. I don't know if there's other name for it. If you know another name for it, please put in the comment section. Then on this side, I'm going to mark also 1 inch. And I'll connect like so. So this is my baseline, my zipper allowance. So now let's start the measurement. The length I need for this is 18. So I'm going to put a band of 2. So I'm going to minus 2. Minus 2, this is my 18. So you see the 2 is placed on the baseline like so. Then this is my length 18. Okay, so mark like that. Now we have our line. I'm going to connect again like so, like you see me do. So I'll extend my line to meet here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out my waistline. Please see where the measurement is starting from. Use your measurement, okay? Then my waist to my hip. Basically I do 8.5 for myself, so I'm going to put my hip measurement like so. So now I'll connect my waist to the hip, and hip to, I will extend this hip measurement here. So this place. Okay. So now I'm going to add my sewing allowance of 1 inch. Here I'm going to come up by 1, like so. Here I'll go down by 0.5, but I'm not cutting it now. Then I'm going to connect like so. Okay, let me not confuse you. First of all, you go down by 0.5. You connect back to your baseline like so. So now I'm going to raise here. Now I'm raising here with 0.5. Sewing allowance. 0.5 sewing allowance. So connect your lines. Like so. But first, I will leave this intact. I will cut for the back. So now let's cut out this piece. .5, sorry, 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay. You can see what I'm doing. So, I hope you're seeing now. So yeah, I'm going to mark this like so, and this like so. Okay. Take note of this mark. This is my waistline. Okay. So I'm going to extend my lines. That's actually my waistline, okay? This is the first waistline. Please take note of that. And this line here, I will draw to this place. So now here, I'm going to go in by, I'm going to mark my hip line as well. Like so. I will extend it here. Okay. So now we're just going to connect our line. Okay. So here I'm going to go in by, I'm going to do 0.7 here. Going by 0.7 here. I'll connect back to my hip. And here I'll come down by 5. Okay. Came down by 5 from here. I will do whatever I took here, 0.7. I'll take it back here. I'll connect this to this point, like so, and this to this, like so. Okay, if that makes sense. So now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, my measurement is starting from here. My sewing allowance, I'll add, there's no zipper, so I'm going to add 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. So I'll connect them. Okay, so here we have it for the back. Okay, so now we'll cut out. done with this. Now I'm going to cut here. So now for the front, I am going to slide down. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so this is the front. This is front. Okay, so for this front now, I'm going to remove 0.5 from my front measurements. Okay. Okay, we're done with this. So now we'll cut for the back. I hope we can see everything I'm doing. Okay, this is for the back. So we're going to start from here. I'm going to take this to the machine and I'll sew on my added allowance. Okay, so watch what I'm doing. I'm going to reduce one part of this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up like so, and I'm going to top stitch. Okay, top stitch. While I look at this, I move this like so, and I look at my inseam. Okay, always check at the back and make sure you spread, you drag it so this will stay very flat, if that makes sense to you. Okay. So this is the front panel. I've already done the back. Okay, so I'm going to take this aside. For the front panel, I am going to I've folded this into, this is a straight strap, which I'm going to cut straight. So I'm going to fold here into two, like so. I'm going to place like so. If you're wondering the best place to stop, you use your dart measurement, okay? If you use your dart, my dart is basically 4, so from here to my dart, this is my dart leg. That's best for your pocket, whatever, to stop. I'm going to move it forward a little bit. I'm going to cut like so. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to make sure I straighten this part. Okay. Align here. So when I'm done with that, I will open up like so. From here, I'm going to go in by 2.5. Please look at where I'm marking from. I'm going to go in by 2.5. I went in by 2.5. And here I'm going to do, if I place my hand like so, I'm going to do like 5.5. I'm going to make it go like so. Okay. I will slit here open. The same thing, I'm slitting here open. And you could always notch, so you know this is your upper part, okay? So you don't forget that this is going this way, right? This is that. So now what we're going to do now is we flip open like so. and sew here. Okay, like so. When you're done, you top stitch and you turn to the other side. So let's do that and I'll come back to show you. So here, let's sew. You just sew on the added allowance like I pointed out before. And once you're done, you notch, make your notch, and then flip it to the other side like so. Then you top stitch. Once you're done top stitching, you add the facing of it. Okay, the right side has to come up as seen. Then you just sew it round as seen like so. You sew towards the side, towards the edge. When you're done sewing like so, you flip it again, so the same is going to be inside. Okay, then make your necessary notches at the edges so that it will point out, that the sharp edge will come out. Okay, then you're going to do a top stitching. At this point you can decide to skip this part. Okay, it's not all necessary. Okay, but if you're working with a jean fabric, like I said before, it's going to come out perfectly well. It will make it look it will give you this unique nice look, you know, especially when you're doing it with a different type of thread that will pop on the fabric. Okay, and make sure to iron right before top stitching. Just take your time. And watch, you make sure you're top stitching on the right part. Okay, on the pocket himself, so that it will, when you turn to the other side, to lay flat and it will come out nice. So we're repeating, we're doing 2 lines. This is not really popping on this dress, except you're seeing it closely. That's because of the nature of the fabric. Okay, if it was chinos or jeans, you will see everything popping. So this is what we have. This is what the inside will look like. So repeat same process on the other side of the pocket, the front panel pocket. Okay, so now let's do the flap of the front. I have like 8-inch length and 2.5, and this is folded in 2, and this other one too, almost the same size. This one is like 1 inch, 1.5 or 2 inch. After sewing, I'll have like 1.5. So I'm just going to sew down like so, as seen. Then sew the edges, the edge, one side of the edge, please, because the opening is going to come from the other side, the upper side. Okay, then cut, notch, and trim off all the unnecessary excess you may have, if you have. Okay, and turn it over to the other side, then give it a good press. So now you bring your fabric together from the upper parts. We're going to measure down to 6 inch or 6.5. You could do 7, but 6.5 is okay. So you see why I said you could, the perfect, it's actually 7. When you put the band, you get 7, which will be ranging close to your upper hip line, 7, 8, 9. So it will give you that ease when you zip it down to pass through your hip, okay? Because when the flap is too down, it doesn't bring fitting. So that's just it, basically. So I'm going to come in we're going to come in by 0 point. I'm just going to stitch from there down to the edge of the fabric. You go in, you do your notch to 0.5, the point of 0.5. So from that point, we're going to secure the lower part first, or you could choose to leave it like this. The reason I use this method is because I'm doing a top stitching on it. I don't, okay, just follow the process. You're going to understand when you get there. So just add your zip, put the facing on top of the zip and just sew down. Make sure you're not sewing above your 0.5, okay? So now I'm going to flip it to the other side. If you have a serger, you serge there, but because this fabric is not going to fray out, so I'm going to trim it off. But you could serge it to give it a neat and fine look. Then you just stop stitch, not on the zip, please. Just, you will see it's just like securing that stitch you made, okay, on top of this, by the side of it. It's not on the zip, please. So now I'm going to just sew my second flap that I cut, like so. And now I'll flip it in. Then the one we sewed the first time, you're just going to tuck it back in like so and secure it with your pin. Reasons you're going to do this is because you're top stitching the other part of it on top of the zip, okay? So what if you do that, what that's going to do is it's going to prevent you from matching on it. When you do, you won't be able to open. When you open your zip, it will be blocking the zip, okay? So that's reason you're going to do that. So now this remaining excess, what I'm going to do, because I'm not weaving, it's actually very advisable you weave all these things before you start, but we make do of what we have. So now I'm just going to fold it in like so, secure that down part, okay? Once I'm done, I will now flip it, trim off the excess and flip it in. So already the down part of it is already, it will come out neat and secure. So when I tuck the other part in, it's not going to it will stay flat and it will look neat at the down part of it, if that makes sense, okay? There are many ways they sew flap, so you sometimes you just walk around what works for you until you are able to master the one that works for you, okay? Just like making jollof rice, there are different ways to make jollof rice. The point is for it to be sweet. Okay. If you watched to this part and you've not subscribed to our channel, please kindly subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and Make sure to share with your loved one and turn on your notification bell so you get notified each time we upload new video. So now I'll secure again on this side. The reason I'm securing it, I always state reasons, is so that when I sew it won't move out. So it will, when I finally done sewing, my flap will be, you see that top stitch we did on the other side, my flap will be able to cover it and it won't be showing, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah, like our video, yeah, subscribe and drop a comment if you try this out. It really helps our video. Okay, thank you. So you see, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fold here like so. You could fold like so and just stop stitch if you want, or you match first. Okay, which is I'm matching. This is why you should, when you notch your 0.5, this is why you should match first before you fix your flap, because most times when you want to stitch back down, it's a bit tricky. Okay, if you're a beginner, don't do this pattern. You stitch first, you notch, and you stitch from the notch down to the end, then before you start fixing your flap. So now I'm going to trim off the excess I have, because I want to fold to top stitch on the right part of the fabric, okay, to give me this double stitch. You know, when you see your jean, you see this double stitch you used to see. Okay, that's what I want to achieve in this process, with this process. So here we've successfully done this, and yes, hem the down part as seen. Hem, please hem with your added allowance, whatever allowance you added when you were sewing for the hemline for the down part, that's what you work with. Okay, so now I want to do the cargo pocket for the front. What we have from where that my pocket line that I top stitch, starting from what I have there is 8, so I'm going to cut out 6 by 6. Okay, 6 by 6. You know, the pocket is going to have a facing, okay, that will be on top of that. So what I need is 6 by 6. So I'm going to cut 2. That means I'm cutting 12 inches. Okay, because I'm going to use it for the right side and for the left side, if that makes sense, of the front panel of the skirt. So now I am going to trim, slit it open, then to just for separation purpose. So you're going to take note, my sewing allowance for the side seam is 1 inch, so my pocket is going to start from that 1 inch. Okay, so now I'm just going to fold, I'm going to cut out 2-inch strap. Okay, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to hem it round like so. Just watch what I'm doing. For the front, you're going to first of all hem the upper part. Okay, just hem. For the both, I've done that. So now I'm just going to fold in the strap in, like double fold like so. Then I'm just going to start stitching like so. It's quite easy. When you get to the other part, the end like so, you just flip it open like so. Very easy. Just take your time, there's no rush. Okay, then you repeat same process. And we'll stop at the edge. So this is what we have. Sorry, my thread went off there. I took my time. I didn't really to make this video because I want to give it the best. So now from that 1 inch, you're just going to put it. You see the edge of my pocket, I'm trying to make it align, then pin it before I start sewing, because I'm going to top stitch there. And you know that look the upper pocket of your cargo pants used to have, or cargo skirt or whatever. So this is the best way to achieve it, but I'm making sure my pocket aligns, giving a space of 0.2 or 0.3 from my seam line, which will be my seam line. Okay, my seam line, my sewing allowance that I added was 1 inch. So now my pocket line is starting, I'm placing it from 1.0 0 inch, if it makes sense. Okay, so that's where the side one is starting from. So I've secured my pin, so I'm just going to fix it like so. This is the easy, it's easy, it's not difficult. Okay, just secure like so. When you get to the edge, you turn, and when I'm done sewing, I'm going to move the upper part to meet the other side like so. Just secured it, and to give it this, it will help the cargo pocket to relax. Just give a top stitch and we're done. A top stitch of like 0.2, not much. Repeat same process on the other side, but while doing it, make sure you spread your cloth out or you iron it so that you will not, it will not budge. Okay, it will not, so it won't budge, so that when you're wearing it on your body, it will be relaxed. Okay, and now we're fixing the facing, that's the pocket facing. So you just, I gauge it, do the measurement I use, I think is 2.5 or so for the length. Okay, for the width, you just place it on the width of the one you've, the pocket you've sewn already, which is, we use 6 by 6, so probably you do like 8 or 7.5. So by the time you're done sewing, taking out your sewing allowance, you have what you want. Then at the edge of it, I curved it to give it this curve look. You see me making sure, looking at the measurement to see if it aligns, it will give me what I want. Then I just keep, I gauged it. It's not a science, a rocket science, just something anybody could do. You just, you know, like so. So now I'm done. I trim off the excess and fold it in, and this is what we have. So if you have a serger, please serge there. Okay, like I said, this fabric is not going to fray, so I'm not, it's, but if you're making it for a customer, this is for tutorial purpose. If you're making it for a client, please serge there, make sure it's neat. Okay, so that your work will come out neat. And yeah, we have it. Okay, now you see how neat it is. We iron. Now we're going to fix for the upper part. You could do this, you could do 4 corner. This is curvy because of the way I cut the pocket. Okay, so I'm just still going to, I gauge it, taking note of my 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay, so whatever I'm fixing is going to start from that 1 inch sewing allowance, and also towards the edge there, because it's going to have a band. I'm going to stop at 0.5 because that's where the band is going to pass through. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'm just going to, I gauge and give it a curve, like, you know, like 0.5 from that upper part, and just make like a curve, like just a small curve. just mark 0.5 downward and curve it towards the edge. So when you sew, it will give this curvy shape. Okay, if you don't understand this part, you can watch it again and again. Okay, it's easy. So I've sewn it off camera, so I'm just cross checking my measurements, and this you can see what we have already. So I'm just going to put it underneath the pocket line on the inside and top stitch, like I'm top stitching on top of the pockets. Okay, the first pocket we fixed. Okay, this is it. Make sure to serge the mouth of this part. I cannot, like, please make sure to do that. Okay, because this is for tutorial purpose, and the fabric does not fray, so I don't have, and I'm going to put a button to hold it down so it's not going to pop out, if that makes sense. And when you're stitching like so, make sure to not stitch too much from the pocket on himself. Okay, so that the upper part relaxes, if that makes sense. Okay, so I am done with that, and I did on the other side of the pocket. So now I'm just going to take my measurement round. We are almost done, so I'm just going to stitch it down like so. And stitch, repeat the same process on the other side. You stitch with your added allowance. Okay, this is what we have, looking nice. So now we're going to take our waist circumference, waist measurement, take it round. This will determine the length of the band you're going to cut out. Okay, reason we retake because of the flap, you understand. Normally you know what your waist measurement is, but because of the flap and all that, you're definitely going to have excess, so that's why you have to measure it around so you know what you have. So I have 36.5, so I'm going to cut out a stripe of 2 inch wide, then 36.5 length. Okay, so in doing this is, I've already cut it out off the camera, so this is just me showing you how to sew it. It's easy, just a strap, just a straight line, just do 2 inch. That's, you're going to do 4 inch, 4.5 or 5. So when you're done sewing, because you're going to fold it, it's going to give you, we're going to have 2 inch, if that makes sense. So I'm not confusing you, but if you have questions, drop it in the comment section. And here I'm putting a, what's this called? Anyways, it's a holder, belt holder. Okay, you need 6 pieces of belt holder. Okay, that is the standard for trouser or skirt, is usually 6 pieces or more, depending on the design you're making. Some people, sometimes you buy some jeans, you see that it has double. It doesn't matter, just but standard is 6. So now I'm just folding it in like so, then top stitch so that towards the end parts of my flap. So when I flip it in to top stitch on the upper part, it's going to give me a neat turn. Okay, it will be relaxing on the flap neatly. Then push out all the pointy edges, and here we have it. But I would advise, if you're making jeans, you know, most times when we're making jeans, we don't put stay inside to give it stability, because the fabric is stable on its own. And if you're going to do that method, it's advisable you cut excess. Okay, if you need 4 inch, you can cut 5.5 or 6, so that when you're folding it, to give it that steadiness, like it will make it double, kind of, if that makes sense. Anyways, that is what I did here, but I have just to tell you the right way to do it. I might say that we're almost done. Just stop stitch and that's it. Secure your stitch, and here we have it. Make sure to like our video, subscribe, and see you in my next one. Bye.